Good afternoon, everybody. Tess Crawley here, clinical and forensic psychologist, director of Dr. Tess Crawley and Associates. I have snuck away for a little quiet time today. It's been a big day. As you know, I've been away in Brisbane for some training, and there was lots of catch up to be done when I got back. Today being my one day to focus on all that catch up that I needed to do, and of course, I've got two sick kids. So it got me thinking and wondering about how others in leadership roles balance their parenting obligations, and I'm sorry for the wobbly camera too, with their parenting obligations with their leadership responsibilities. So oftentimes when I'm talking with parents who are working in high-level positions, one of the biggest things that they talk to me about is the fact that they find it really hard, first of all, to juggle those competing demands, because of course everything can be a top priority depending on what it is, but also they find it difficult sometimes to find peers who understand the struggle that they're trying to overcome, I guess, in balancing the needs of their family with the needs of their workplace. So something that I often talk to clients about is we might do some values exercises, looking at what it is that they value the most about the different hats that they wear and how they can find strategies to minimise the demands or the leaking, if you like, of one demand into the other across the course of their day. So it might be that there's some diary work that needs doing, some blocking out of time for certain activities. It might be working around flexible hours, and how they can actually fit everything into the day that they have before them, because of course we all have the same 24-hour period to complete all our tasks in. So for example, I tend to be available for business responsibilities during school hours, for meetings and things like that, and then once the kids are in bed, I'll often then do a bit more work around things that don't need to be involving other people. I mean, that's a simple strategy that has worked well for me. Obviously, I don't have anyone above me demanding that I'm on site 9 to 5. I can run my hours the way I need to. And increasingly, I think there's a number of organisations or workplaces that are looking at how they can achieve flexible working arrangements for their clinicians or for their employees or for their managers. So something for you to be thinking about, I guess, is having a conversation if there are leaders or managers above you and you're finding it hard to manage the juggle between parenthood and the responsibilities of your workplace. Perhaps having a chat to those in leadership above you about how best to meet the needs of the organisation while also managing the needs of your family. I think increasingly managers are starting to become aware that the best employee is a happy employee, and of course a happy employee is happier if things at home are working well too. So increasingly workplaces are starting to come on board with family-friendly policies. So to give you an example, in our workplace, Anita and our other admin staff are encouraged to take the time they need for their family when they need it, and identify any tasks that they might want to complete in a flexible arrangement. And that seems to work well for us, and I know that there are increasingly larger organisations that have really clear policies around family-friendly practices. In small business, and certainly if you work for yourself, it can be very, very hard to juggle the time requirements of parenting with the time requirements of running a small business, and of course I do understand that. So having a think about who else you can call upon to assist you with certain things, whether that be school drop-offs or school pickups, or even simple things like getting the groceries delivered instead of trying to find the time to rush around and get those things done. So increasingly now my focus clinically is working with people in leadership positions who are trying to juggle that parenting role, especially those who are struggling with the adjustment to new parenthood and finding ways to make that adjustment in their lives work with a role that they really value, which might be in a leadership position. So balancing work and family demands and finding creative ways around that. If I could give you a simple recipe to make it work for everybody, I certainly would, but of course it's something that is really individual and something that needs to be sorted out based on your values, based on what supports you have around you, based on what resources you have at your disposal, and based on who else is there to back you up when you need it most. So that's all for today. Day 4, I think we said. Yeah, it's written down anyway on the title of this post, of my 90-day vlog challenge. So if you're finding these vlogs helpful or inspiring or interesting, or if you think you know somebody who might, please give it a like or a love, and tag someone who you think might be interested in the comment section. And by all means, ask me a question in the comment section, and feel free to share these videos as well. If you're watching from YouTube, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll be notified when there's a new video. If you're watching from Facebook, if you have a look at the editing the notification section, you can actually get a notification for when I'm live if you want to interact with me live while I'm doing these videos. Otherwise, of course, watching later is perfectly fine too. Don't forget, we're recruiting at the moment, so if you're a social worker with mental health accreditation, or if you're a psychologist or a provisional psychologist nearing the end of your master's training, or if you're a speech pathologist or an occupational therapist working with children, we'd love to hear from you. And you can let me know you're interested in working with us anytime, because there's always a link on our website, tesscrawley.com.au. There's a tab there called Join Our Team, and that's always there. So at any time, if you feel that you'd be a great addition to our team and you think I'd like to hear from you, then you're probably thinking right, because I would like to hear from you. So get in touch. I think I've covered all of those bases for today. Have a great evening wherever you are and whatever you're doing, and I hope that I'll be speaking to you all again and again over the coming days. We've got 90 days, and this is only day 4, I think. As you can tell, I'm a bit tired today. I've been stretched on a number of levels. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And we're going to not finish. Bye.